then. Let's do this topic. So here's the story if people don't know. What happened was Carlos was in Dubai or wherever, and he was at some party. And because at the time, I can't even remember what it was something like Valorant or some game basically had like success. I can't remember what, maybe Rocket League or something. I can't remember what game it was. And so you did a joke tweet where the tweet was like, hey, we're celebrating like the success of the team in the game. And then in the tweet, obviously the video pans and it's like a big like champagne party. And then the infamous in the background there, who at the time was already like...
You have to bleep the name.
Oh, I will.
For YouTube.
Okay, I will. Okay.
Right.
The joke is... I'll get that bleeped, but the joke is everyone will refer to. At the time, who was already like cancelled off the internet, banned, and already a notorious figure. I will say, people are so scumbag that they now pretend they knew things they know now, and that could be applied backwards, and that everyone knew it then. Like, that's just what people are like. People can't. Certain people, when it's emotional, they can't be honest. They have to appeal to the emotion. So what I'll say is this: I'm trying to give the actual status of this. So you did this tweet, and he was there, and so you were obviously being edgy, sort of like, look, we're all celebrating this, which you obviously aren't. Like, they don't give a fuck about esports. They definitely don't know about Rocket League or whatever. Like, it's even obviously a tongue-in-cheek joke. But then when you did this, which is a classic Carlos-style tweet, by the way, you do an edgy tweet on Twitter, then what happened was people came at your head and they were like, right, what the fuck? And they were doing stuff which is so weird to me, dude. Because if I had to actually explain, and I'm not a dishonest person, I will never lie. This is the truth of what happened. You never said in that tweet, this is someone I agree with all the opinions of. You never said I agree with all things. This is what they did, as far as I could tell. There was actually a guy in a different game I won't reference because it won't do any favors to say his name. He nailed it. He said basically they punished you as if you were that guy because they think they hate that guy for things they think he's done. That's what they actually did. You never did any of these things. And so the maddest part to me is afterwards, because of the, look, you can say what you want about this. Behind the scenes, obviously, it isn't just Carlos's org. There's investors and sponsors. They're going to come to you. They hate that sort of public opinion. So what they do is they say, you got to do the apology. And in this scenario, by the way, you don't actually have to even mean it. You just have to say, essentially, it's like being in the Soviet Union. You have to say the words in the short track. Just say that you were the traitor and you did the wrong things and the state is correct and the mighty leader is correct. You do what you're supposed to say the right things, which you sort of did. You did like, you went halfway. You sort of were like, yeah, sorry, like I've sort of fucked up, you know, and I feel bad about what it means to the people in the org. But because, and this is crazy to me, it's not that you made another tweet like, and by the way, I actually think this about women and men and stuff. You never ever did that, ever. What you did was you liked some tweets, and I'll tell people, go back and look at the likes. The tweets you're liking are just stuff like, wow, like they're fucking him over here, or what the hell, like stand up for yourself, Carlos. It was never like, I hate women, like, yeah, fuck women. It was never anything crazy like that. The whole story's been so blown out of proportion. But obviously, in this scenario, there was a choice you had. It was either you bend the knee, you can be in esports again, you can be the CEO of G2, you can do all the same things, or, as I've seen now, you have to sort of distance yourself, you have to leave, and there's no way back. It was the point of no return is what we say in English, right? Can you give me some sense of, like, what was this like from your perspective? Like, you could never have anticipated this, presumably, right?
No, I couldn't. Okay, there's a lot to unwrap, but you're literally 100% right. Nothing you said is untrue. Nothing. And with that said, there's no way I could have predicted it with that tweet. But I remember talking to you and Richard Lewis in an event. And I remember very clearly, I told you guys, eventually I will get canceled. Because I say what I mean, I mean what I say it out loud, and nobody can fuck me like this. And this industry is going too far left. And I'm not left.
Okay.
And I will not say and do what they tell me to say and do, because that's not who I am. I will eventually get canceled. Whether you say I brought it upon myself or whether I just knew it was going to happen eventually. And by the way, I always had fear in my head. What will I do when I get canceled, right?
Sure.
Because I want to leave like a bitch. But the reality is that it happened to me, and I did the most honorable thing, which is stay true to Carlos, you know. And fast forward, I mean, I'm not going to talk about what I'm doing right now, but fast forward almost a year now, and I'm so glad all of this happened, because my life, my relationships, my level of, you know, my connection with myself, my finances, absolutely everything is straight up better than before, you know. But yeah, you nailed it. And people, you could see a lot of people that I never called out, or maybe I did, but not like look, if people have their own belief system and I disagree with it, I will not go out of my way to call them out, because it's not, it doesn't, I don't lose sleep over them, but they know that I don't like them.
Okay.
They know that I don't want to deal with them. They know that, maybe there were those a few examples of people that applied to G2 and I didn't even give them the opportunity to apply, in the sense of, I don't want my staff team to waste time with these people, because these are, I call them blue hair. Basically, they're just very annoyingly loud leftist people that are just going to complain all the fucking time and not get any job done. The same people that get you into trouble, like Reginald got into trouble, right? I don't want these people. And by the way, I have very good friends in leadership positions in video games, as you can imagine, obviously, I know, and you've seen yourself. And these people have told me multiple occasions, if I can give you one tip, is do not hire these people, because the moment you hire one, it's over. You cannot fire them because it's too much noise. They will hire more of their kind, and eventually the company becomes Riot Games, or something like this.
Sure.
And the leadership positions, the founders of these companies, the executives of these companies, which at many times I respect and look eye to eye with, have told me this over and over. And I respected this in full, actually. You could see G2 has always been run actually quite separated from all the madness in the West. You can clearly say that. Every time we made a tweet, a political tweet or something like this that was either right or left, but we never, of course, nobody does right, but you would do left, in esports. I would just call the whole company out and say, delete this shit immediately. I don't give a fuck about no war anywhere. I don't do this. We don't do no war bullshit. We don't do no nothing. Delete, I would get into relative trouble, but because I didn't hire blue hair, it was passable trouble I could explain myself into. I always told people in G2, it's our job to entertain. It's not our job to right the wrongs of the world, okay? So if I wanted to right the wrongs of the world, I would have created a non-profit organization that does something specific, but I didn't. I created an esports team with my money. It's my esports team. And this esports team that I created with my money wants to be the number one at everything related to competitivity and the fun factor of the brand. Now, either you like it and you stay, or you don't and you fuck off. So over the years, I have improved the hiring processes of the company to make sure we avoid those terminal complainers that their only job is to complain, regardless of their level of skill set and the ability to fix problems we had. And I always focused on attitude. That's why over the years, we never had problems with this. But once the company becomes too large, once you have 200 employees, there's always leakage.
Yep.
Always. And that leakage happens to every single company that transforms itself from a startup to a corporation, And I'm not going to get into whether G2 had that leakage or not. But just, you can read between the lines. Ultimately, what happened was with Andrew, with Bleep and me parting, created an excuse for those that wanted to see me fail, whether because they didn't get an interview, whether because they don't like my beliefs that I was always very open about. Not all of them, but you could read between the lines.
Yeah.
If you follow my career, you know what type of person I am. Okay. And that was an opportunity for all of them to showcase moral superiority, and to showcase that they care about the world and that I'm a bad person and I must be penalized for my beliefs because they're negative for the world. So them just getting some brownie points. That's what it is, And they got the brownie points. Many of these were liked by 20,000 people and industry leaders saying, "Oh, yeah, how terrible." you know. But that's how the world works, and these people will never attain true happiness. These people will never attain true success either, because they're more preoccupied with somebody else's belief system or what they perceive to be a belief system, because I didn't even make it clear by then. More so than just focus on their shit. You know, there's a reason why nobody that complained was extraordinary at anything. Just look at the people. Look at the people in the comments, okay? And tell me if you respect one of them. I want you to be very honest with yourself. Don't do it publicly because you'll get fucked, but do it in your head. Just go to the comment section. Go to Reddit, go to Twitter, and read the negative comments from people in there. And tell me if you respect any of them. Knowing enough about them, yeah? It has to be you. It cannot be fucking Mateusz Cybulski, who doesn't know any of them, how they work or whatever. But
see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.